How you doing? Some people just don't want to keep it real. All right. So I'm gonna ask you these questions. Why don't you see Diana Prince when Wonder Woman is around? Why don't you see Peter Parker when Spider-Man is around? Why don't you see Bruce Wayne when Batman is around? Why don't you see Clark Kent when Superman is around? The same reason you don't see the police in riot gear when white supremacy groups are marching or the KKK groups are marching, or as Amanda Seales put it, the Million Cracker March happening on the Capitol in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. It's simple, people. Every person that I mentioned has a common denominator. They're all the same people. So if you are storming the Capitol, you can't protect it at the same time. If you are marching down the street in hoods, you can't be in riot gear, protecting the city. That's why you never see it, because they're one of the same. And nobody wants to keep it real about that. It's simple. We need to pay attention and we need to protect ourselves. At the end of the day, we're just common folk. They don't care about us. They've proven this time and time again. And the only thing we do is whine about it, march, get our ass beat when we're marching, get put in jail with, bogus ass charges when we're nonviolent. It's always been clear to me. America does not respect us. And it's not because some of us don't respect ourselves. It's just because they just don't give a shit about us. Period. It's plain and simple. But even in the Bible, they protected themselves. They stood up for themselves. But we refuse to do so collectively. I don't know what it's going to take, people. But some people just don't have the morals, the pride, the will to defend themselves unless the person that they're defending themselves against looks exactly like them. Because I'm going to keep it real. The only time black people defend themselves is when they're going against another black person. That's just the facts. Unfortunately. At the end of the day, people, the government has proven time and time again we're all just expendable. All the white people that's protesting, You're expendable. They just utilize you to help deplete the numbers of black people and Mexicans. They don't fuck with Asians too much because they got countries, countries supporting them and having their backs. But the ones of us who don't have a powerful country to back us up, y'all fuck with us all day long. But at the end of the day, if you are not a multi-millionaire or a multi-billionaire, you are expendable to the government. They don't care. Look at this. Look how the stimulus package rolled around. $600 won't pay for your vehicle. How in the hell can you live off a $600 stimulus check? Minimum wage in most states is $7. How in the hell can you live off of $7? You know, all you white people out there who are racist as hell, wake the hell up. Because shit, if the government truly cared about you, you would be multimillionaires. All of you. But if you're white trash to them, and they just utilize you as a pawn because they can. So pay attention to that. America has never been great after it was invaded. It's never been great because everybody in America has suffered after it's been invaded. Some of us more than others, and some of us still suffer. It doesn't matter how many Nubian people, aka black people in America, have went to war and fought for this country and fought for the flag, the red, white, and blue. We are still not accepted. The only time that we were close to being accepted was 9/11. But then you picked on another group. So peep game, people. We are all expendable by the wealthy. That's why they insulted you with a $600 stimulus check when truthfully they should be giving people a minimum of $5,000 a month. A minimum of $5,000 a month to pay your bills and get you something to eat. As until this virus is under control, a lot of businesses can't function. And no matter who's in office, they're all going to do the same thing. They're too busy, you know, filling their pockets or their accounts or whatever account that they have. They're not worried about the American citizens. And yes, yesterday we seen a so-called march on the Capitol and people running around in a frenzy. To me personally, I don't even think it was real. I think it was all staged. They're very good at manipulating people and showing you what they want you to see. So think about that. And we need to take care of one another because the government has never cared about the citizens. They only utilize the citizens for their benefit. That's why we go to war as soldiers and don't even know the real reason why we are going to war. We don't know. We just know we sign up for the military, it doesn't matter which branch, and we are given orders to kill people that we don't know that's never done anything to us. And then, if we refuse to, they penalize us and can mess up our careers for the rest of our lives. So I mean, there's so many things, so many examples I could give to prove that our government is tainted and they don't care about nobody but the wealthy. The list is very long. But these are things that you have to do for yourself. Research for yourself and stop being so blind and say, oh, it's a conspiracy. It's the truth. Conspiracies, you keep thinking of conspiracies are just lies, are people's crazy. Everything can't be a lie. And everyone sure in the hell can't be crazy. As a matter of fact, I think if you don't believe half of the shit, your ass is crazy. So think about this. Take care of yourselves, people. Take care of your health. Pay attention to what you eat. If you have land, start growing your own food. Because some of this shit is made in a machine and it's plastic. So there's just so many things that we are letting slip through the cracks. Paying attention to the wrong things. You pay attention to the distractions instead of the facts. Start paying attention to the facts, and you will see the truth. I have nothing else to say, people, because I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. I'm frustrated. We're seeing things happen and no one willing to take action. I'm tired of seeing Black America getting their ass whipped and killed and no one taking action to defend themselves. I'm tired of seeing that shit. And I'm tired of seeing when black people, they're quick to attack someone who looks like them instead of the people who don't look like them. Because, look at the videos. White people don't attack one another. Shit, the cops, they let the white person do whatever the hell they want to do and still refuse to shoot them. They very seldom tase them. And it's all because they look just like that person. They see themselves in that person. If we had more pride in ourselves, we wouldn't harm one another. And then, as human beings, if we seen ourselves in a person, regardless of their ethnicity, we wouldn't harm that person. Because get this shit straight, people. Your ethnicity is different than your nationality and your race. Get all that shit straight. Put it in order. Look it up. Google the shit. Pay attention to detail. Let's start taking care of one another. And most definitely, we have to defend ourselves. Stop letting them get away with murder. Because once they know that we are going to defend ourselves, they will leave us the fuck alone. And hell, we're going to die anyway. So I'd rather die fighting, defending myself, than standing there like a deer in headlights and being shot down for no damn reason. Because when we don't do anything, they kill us. When we do something, they kill us. And then they get away with it in the court of law, which is supposed to be a non-biased entity. The judge looks like the person that's supposed to be prosecuted. But the victim, which they don't want to utilize that word when it comes to a black person that's being killed by a police officer, that's supposed to protect and serve everyone of every ethnicity. They get paid leave. It's the same old thing. It's fucking redundant. And we do the same shit, which is also redundant. We march, and they tell us when to march, how long we can march, on what side of the street we can march on. So if you think you're not a slave, rethink that shit. Because you are. You're not thinking for yourself. You're doing what you're told. I'm frustrated, people. I really am. I'm exhausted. And there's really no words really to really truly express how I feel. I could curse. And they say, they told us which words are bad and which words are good. Which I don't think there's no bad words. But we were told there were. Again, when you're going to think for yourself, when you're going to take action to defend yourself. They only protect what they want to protect. They protect property, and they protect white people who look like them. And these are the facts. They even taken away freedom of speech, because this video will probably be deleted before it gets finished, before anybody gets to finish watching the entire video, because I said white people. Look at your history, people, and you'll see throughout history, white people has caused a lot of havoc and heartaches around the world, not only in America, but around the world. Because whatever it is, that genetic gene that's inside of them that makes them violent, they're the violent people. But we get accused of being violent when we're passive until you mess with us. And it takes a lot for us to react. It takes a whole lot. Look at the shit that's happening right now. I'm beginning to wonder, like, when in the fuck are they going to fight back? No one wants to fight back. Just take an ass whipping. People getting killed, and you rarely march anymore or protest. I mean, damn. And then you said, oh, there's white people out there with us too. It's not going to change, people. It's not going to change until you get these old ass fucks out of office. Every political office should have a limit on how long they can serve. Not just the president. Roosevelt changed it to 2 terms as president because it didn't have a limit. So every position needs a limit. You see the old ass Romney today talking? He looked like he got his ass whipped. He has shit up under his eyes. He's too fucking old to be in office. Get his ass out of there. Get some young people in there that think differently. And then change the laws that's on the books. That's the only way things are going to change. Otherwise, it's going to remain the same. And what's going to happen is either a meteor is going to come from the sky and destroy everybody on this planet and start over again, or a super being is going to come and destroy everybody on this planet and start over again. Because the way things are going right now are just like these viruses that are hitting everything up. The government made the shit up, but now it's out of control. That's going to wipe a lot of people out. We're going to mutate into something else. Those are the things that's going to help us. Nature has a way of healing itself and restoring its natural state of peace and calmness. So pay attention, people. This may not make sense to some people. I'm used to people calling me crazy, but I don't care. I'm the kind of person that's you call crazy, but I'm more sane than you are at the end of the day, because I see the real shit that's happening, and you need to see the real shit that's happening. Pay attention to detail, people. Self defense is your birthright. It doesn't have to be in the Constitution. Every right that white people have, every ethnicity on this planet has. And when everybody stands up for themselves, you'll see a difference. White people have been bullies. And if you go overseas, people don't like white people overseas. That's why a lot of white people say they're Canadian when they go overseas. White Americans say they're Canadians. These are facts. And people don't want you to hear the facts. They say they're Canadian because white people are hated overseas. You think black people are hated in America. White people go overseas, a lot of them say they're Canadian and put up a fake accent because a lot of them, they know that white Americans are bullies. And as far as Trump goes, I'd rather know where I stand with a person than not know where I stand. Trump is the type of person that has Tourette's syndrome. That's what I call it. Tourette's. He says exactly what's on his mind. I can fuck with a person like that because I know where I stand. If that motherfucker tells me he hates me, I know he's telling the truth. But some of these other people, just like the new president elect, he'll tell me he loves me and pat me on the back of my head and really fucking hates me. So be wary of people like that. At the end of the day, I don't trust any of them. I've seen a lot. I don't trust any of them. Because at the end of the day, they all shake your hand and tell you one thing and did something else right while they're shaking your hand. If they wanted America to be great again, or great in their eyes, that's their terms, great again. If they wanted America to be great, no one will be homeless. Everyone will be able to have a free education from kindergarten, preschool, all the way through college. It would all be free. And America would thrive. But America is not thriving at all. When you only have a small percentage that are thriving, that's not a great nation. So America has never been great, ever. Great again is a huge lie. But a lot of people fell for it because in their eyes, America was great when black people were slaves. And they couldn't look you in the eye and talk back to you. That's their perception of great again. I'm going to tell you when America was great again, in my opinion. When black people stood up for themselves and a white person called them a nigger, and a black person whooped their motherfucking ass for calling them a nigger, that's when America was great. That's some real shit. When you slapped a motherfucker for calling you a nigger, that's when America was great. from my perspective. Think about that. Peace out, homie.